Hello everyone, welcome to this new video. So today I'm going to show you how to play my card game. So first what you need to do here is go on your browser and then put on this link, which I'll put in the description. Then what you need to do is download the latest version, which currently is version beta 15. You just have to download the first two options here, which is like the server and the zip file. So the server is for basically hosting servers so you can play with your friends, and the zip file contains the client and resource files for the client. So once you download these two, you should extract this in one folder so that both the resources and the client file are in the same folder. Because if the resources are not in the same place as the client executable, the game will crash once you try to start playing. Now let me tell you how to play. First, you open the executable here, which is the client. It then tells you the rules of the game, and it gives you two options, either playing in multiplayer or in solo. Solo is basically you against the computers, and multiplayer is online. So you can play with multiple computers in one network, or you can play with multiple computers across multiple networks. So you can play with your friends whether they're with you or not with you. You can also play on one instance of a computer just by opening multiple times the client and connecting to the same server on one computer. It's kind of finicky, so maybe I'll make a local multiplayer option later on. Um, so I'm going to show you the solo part first to show you how to play. So here I have to pick the difficulty of the opponents. So here I'm going to put easy. How many players I'm going to be playing against? Here I'm going to put 1. And my name, which is RGN2. So basically here you have your hand here, which is a new addition from beta 14 onwards of the game. It shows you basically which cards you have and what you can do. And here you have your stats and other players' stats as well. So health is your health basically. If it drops to 0, you lose. You can increase the maximum with a card that buffs your health. Absorption kind of works like a second health bar, except it can go in the negative numbers. Basically, if you have 10 absorption and somebody attacks you with a bow, which does 13 attack damage, your absorption will go to -3, and it will reset to 0 the next turn, which means you have taken 3 less damage than what you would have normally. However, if you take damage twice while your absorption is negative, so for example, your absorption becomes negative and then somebody attacks you again, you will take extra damage from the second hit, in addition to the negative number that was on your absorption bar at that point. SP is the number of points you have to spend on cards you will be playing. So, for example, the regeneration potion costs 2 SP, and once you're at 0, it will pass your turn in the solo game mode, and in multiplayer, it will not pass your turn automatically, but you have to pass your turn because you cannot do anything with 0 SP. There's also something that can help you buff absorption and SP, also a card basically, and you regenerate 4 SP per turn, which when you have 4 SP maximum doesn't make a difference, but when you have 5 SP, if you have 0, you have to wait 2 turns until you get 5, which kind of adds a little bit of strategy to how you spend them. Then there's also defense here, which is the last of the base stats. Defense is a stat that basically protects you from damage by a certain percentage. Basically, if you have, for example, 10 defense and somebody attacks you with like 20 damage, you will take only like, I don't know the exact number, I don't remember, but maybe like 40% of the initial damage. There's also some cards that can give you permanent points of defense, like the Defense Plus, that gives you 3 defense points permanently. However, you can only have 1 Defense Plus at a time. If you use the Defense Plus twice, it will not give you 6 points, it will just let you at 3 points. Then there's also cards that give you defense temporarily, like the armors, which give you from 5 to 10 depending on the tier of armor, because there are different tiers of cards as there are different SP costs. Then there's also status effects like poison, fire, and regeneration, which, like, for example, here this potion, regeneration potion, gives me 10 turns of regeneration, which heals me by 2 HP every turn. Um, yeah, so these are basically your stats and the other player's stats explained. It's kind of complicated to explain, but once you start playing, you get the hang of it, and you have all the information on the cards, which help. So accuracy is a stat that describes how many chances you have of hitting. So, for example, if you have a club with 75% accuracy here, basically 3 out of 4 times it will hit, but 1 out of 4 times it won't hit. And so I think that's it for the status effects. And so yeah, now we can play a game. So I will speed up the footage here, and I'm going to play a game against the computer so that you can see how the game is played. I will be playing on the basically the command prompt here, because it's less interactive than the Godot version I made a few years back, but at least it has online play, which is why I keep it this way. I plan to make it more interactive in the future. Alright, so let's play the game. So as you can see here, I won because I managed to drop the health of the computer player to 0. And this is basically like, because the game doesn't see that you have won until you finish the turn. So now I'm going to finish the turn, and the game is going to power off. Basically, the window is going to close. Now let's talk about the multiplayer game mode. So to play in multiplayer, you'll need the server here. So I'm going to power on the server, and the number of players is the number of players that are going to be playing. So the server won't start the game unless there's that number of players, and it will not accept any more players. So I'm going to put 2 here because it's basically just to demonstrate. And I'm going to power on 2 windows here, right? And all I need to do is put M for multiplayer and then my name, and then here, because it's my local computer, I can just say localhost. If it's another computer in the same network, you just have to put the local IP, which you can get by doing ipconfig on the CMD, so like this. You just type this and then you go enter, and then it should show you your IPv4 local IP address, which you're going to type in here once you have found it. If it's like 2 computers in the same network. If it's multiple computers across multiple networks, aka if you're playing in your house and you have friends that are playing in their house, what you're going to want to do is look up your public IP address, and that's where the port forwarding comes in, because they're going to have to put your IP address, your like public IP address, and the port that you have opened with your router. So yeah, so basically here I'm going to put localhost and 25, and the same thing here. So M RG2 here, localhost and 25. So now I'm connected, and it's basically the exact same as the solo game mode for how to play, except that picking doesn't cost any SP, and finishing the turn is mandatory once you have 0 SP. Yeah, and so that's basically how you can connect and how to play with the online game mode. Also, you can only see your hand when it's your turn. If I finish the turn here, I won't see my hand anymore. So yeah, that's basically how to play my card game now. So thank you for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one.